Hi, welcome to the Candidates Forum by the North Peninsula Democratic Club. We're now going to be interviewing two candidates for the Daly City Council. And the candidates who are with us today are Juslyn Manalo and Sylvester. The format is that each of you will have a 1-minute opening statement. You'll then be asked 3 questions, 1-minute responses from each with the potential for a 45-second rebuttal, should you choose, or an extension of your remarks. After the 3 questions from the forum, we'll entertain 2 questions from the audience, should they have any, and then you'll have a 1-minute close. And so we thank you in advance for being here. And we're going to start, we've been alternating, so we're going to start with Sylvester for your 1-minute opening statement. You're on.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank the North Peninsula Democratic Club for this opportunity to be here, and MCTV and a beautiful building in honor of Chakotay. My name is Officer Chakotay, that is. My name is Sylvester. I am a retired police officer with the San Francisco Police Department. I retired approximately 4 years ago. Upon retirement, I was called to volunteer for my city of Daly City, and I was appointed to the Planning Commission of Daly City. And upon becoming appointed to the Planning Commission, I was asked to serve as a proxy for Senator Mark Leno at the San Mateo Democratic Central Committee. And looks like the calling continues to go on. Now I decided to run for Daly City Council. So that is why I'm here today, and I thank you very much.
All right, let me apologize. I think I called you Sylvester. I should have said that.
Oh, it's okay. I got 2 first names.
I'm not dyslexic. I've been doing this for 4 hours now, and so my apologies.
Yes.
And Juslyn?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me this afternoon. My name is Juslyn Manalo, and I'm running for Daly City Council. I am a resident of Daly City since the age of 8 years old, and really love Daly City. I want to raise my children in Daly City. I'm proud to have gone to all of the public schools in Daly City: Woodrow Wilson, Ben Franklin, and Jefferson High School. As a Daly City native, I really feel it's important to give back to the community that raised me. I currently sit on the personnel board for the City of Daly City. I'm the SamTrans Citizen Advisory Chair, and currently also graduated from San Francisco State University with my public administration degree. I really feel it's important to have the community's voice heard, and most importantly, public safety, also affordable housing, and really ensuring we enhance services for seniors and invest in youth development programs. I'm happy to be here, and I look forward to speaking more with you about my candidacy. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. The first question will go right back to you, Juslyn. In February of this year, there was a move to potentially outsource Daly City emergency dispatch in order to save the city approximately $750,000 annually. How do you feel about outsourcing of city departments in order to save taxpayer dollars?
Thank you, Honorable Mullen. I think looking at that situation really made me open my eyes, and I think what we need to do is take a proactive approach, not to be in that situation ever again. Because of the fact that resources were low, I think that looking at possibilities to invest in more revenue, resources, and generating developments should be the course of what we're looking at. I think that it's important that we value a lot of the city workers that have invested their time for over decades, and that, and listening to the city workers and how much dedication they have. Looking at it, I feel that we need to take a proactive approach, not to ever be in that situation ever again.
Right, Glenn?
Thank you. We faced a budget deficit this year in the city of Daly City. And it came as no surprise that what I feel is we need more transparency in the budget. Not just waiting every 2 years to see the budget, but more transparency to see what the variances are. Now, in regards to the dispatchers, they were hurt. And they were willing to take a pay cut so that they can stay with the city of Daly City. But what happened is, half of them went to other neighboring jurisdictions, others did not continue, and we lost some good dispatchers. Dispatchers who know our police officers, they know them by voice, and it really hurt us. And I think it hurt the city in the long run, and if I was part of the council at that particular time, I'd look for creative ways to keep our dispatchers. We don't compromise in any way, shape, or form to public safety.
Was the service outsourced? Is it being
Yes.
handled by other agencies now?
Yes, apparently 50% went elsewhere, and their contract was extended by a negotiated union contract until December. In December, they will all go.
Okay, rebuttal time, Juslyn? Any thoughts that you want to add to that or to the question?
I think it's definitely important for us to have open dialogue with the city workers and make sure that in the process there's definitely transparency around making sure that all information is disseminated equally and we get all of the facts. I think in the future, if elected, I want to be able to make sure that we gather all information and make sure that we do support a lot of our city workers and ensure that our public safety is prioritized.
Okay, thank you. Glenn, you get this question, followed by Juslyn. In May, there was a move to create a new public park, which would restore open space and bring new hiking trails to residents and visitors. Please share with us your thoughts about projects that might pit community recreation against land conservation. And do you pick one side or the other? Glenn?
I am an environmentalist. Given the past couple of weeks, I've learned a lot about the environment. And it is the environment, air, water, the whole entire environment is very important. Open space is equally important because we need to preserve those spaces for our future. All too often, new developments come up, you destroy valuable trees, and open space is needed for our young children to grow up and to continue in a good environment, a clean and healthy environment. There may have to come to be a compromise between the two, but I'm concerned more about the environment and continuing to protect the environment.
Okay, thank you. Juslyn?
Thank you. I think it really depends on the development, on also what area we're looking at. It is equally important to make sure that we sustain our resources that we have. Most importantly, the environment that we have to date. It's important to our future generation, and also just providing accessibility to just natural land and making sure that we protect a lot of the natural resources that we have. But I also do believe that we need to, whenever a development is built, that we look at opportunities to ensure that that development provides ample open space. We can't continue to build and not create a balance in providing open space for children, youth, families, and seniors. And so that, for me, moving forward, if there's any development, we need to ensure that that is actually one of the important aspects of a project.
Glenn, do you want to add anything in a rebuttal format, 45 seconds?
No, no rebuttal at this time.
Okay, Juslyn, you want to add 45 seconds more of your thoughts?
No, thank you, sir.
Not required to. Okay. Thank you. All right, the third question we have from the forum is, please share your thoughts about rent control and housing within Daly City. And Juslyn, you get the first crack at that.
Thank you.
There are no easy questions here.
So with affordable housing and rent stabilization, I think that we really need to take a proactive approach and a multi-pronged approach to do this. Like you said, there are no easy questions. I think right now we see that the affordability crisis in the Bay Area has definitely, we've seen it, and then we see it in Daly City. So I do believe we need to build more affordable housing. It's important for us to look at more affordable housing for low income, low, and also for the working, I think the working professionals, like at the moderate level. I do believe that we need to seriously also look at how do we look at rent stabilization. I don't think it's just one, do we build more or we don't, we have to actually look at it in a multifaceted approach and find ways to really find real solutions to this.
Glenn?
In regards to housing in Daly City, it is very tough. It's tough all over. And when we talk about the workers, I've seen many developments come about and to which they put aside a certain percentage for, say, low income. But we seem to forget about the middle class folks. We don't have something for them. I think we need something for them. So we're talking about affordable housing. What about workforce housing? We want to keep our workers in Daly City so that they can afford and make our community thrive. So in looking at rent control regarding housing, we need to examine both sides, because if you incorporate rent control, what you're going to do is decrease supply and you're going to increase demand, and subsequently rents are going to go up. So we have to come to a happy medium between the both.
Okay. Justin, you want to add anything to that?
No, thank you.
Okay. And Glenn, do you want to expand on that, or?
No, thank
You
you.
don't have to, right? All right, now the next phase of the interview process is to have questions from the audience. If anybody in the audience has a question, this would be a good opportunity to promote it. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just curious, I don't live in Daly City, so I don't know the politics, I don't know the environment. Regarding the dispatchers that will, I guess their contracts are up, I believe is what you said in December. This is a how question. What is one thing do you think you might do if you're elected to this position that would help bring these dispatchers that are valuable, because the police officers and first responders do know them, they know how to work together, they know the area in Daly City. What is one thing you think you could do that would bring them back?
Glenn, you get that?
Me? There's got to be additional alternatives, whether it's maybe some furlough days, take a couple of days off, maybe citywide, the employees, maybe just give up one day. It really hurt, and it hurts me. And I think we should have spent more time coming up with other resources to keep these dispatchers. We lack retail in Daly City. 1% goes to the state. We lack hotels. We only have 2 hotels in Daly City. We need more hotels. We've got to increase our economic base so that this doesn't happen. We'll give it some time, and that's what I intend to work on, but dispatchers should have never gone in the first place. Should have never gone.
Justin?
So I think in this situation, right, how do you kind of bring back the workers that had left? It does go back to kind of being able to bring at least like a more competitive kind of salary base and bringing up the morale in the city or with the city workers. It does go back to how do we create more economic resources and revenue so that we don't fall into that position. So I think for me it's looking forward and really creating a solid concrete plan around what are we going to do moving forward 10 years from now so that we don't ever fall back into this situation. We need to really ensure that once I get on there should be real staff time that looks into economic opportunities so that
I want to finish your sentence.
so that we don't fall into this place ever again. Thank you.
Yes.
As another subject of our budget cuts was the Engine 95 for our firefighters. which also leaves us a deficit of 8 police officers. As you guys know, that we now have a Measure V on the ballot to try to make this happen. This is another public safety issue. If elected, what would you do to ensure? And I know that both of you guys attended all the meetings and were very active on this issue, supporting our firefighters and our police. What would you do?
Juslyn?
Thank you. So it's really disheartening to find out that had happened, that the Engine 95 was cut. I think moving forward is really around making sure we don't cut essential services such as our public safety. This directly affects the communities, the seniors and families that are in Daly City. It goes around making sure that we do have that proactive approach, that we are not in that predicament in the future. I do believe that we need to ensure that we look at all the areas, and such as if it is building a hotel revenue, is it building transit-oriented development in key areas, but building responsibly, working with the community and building that revenue so that we don't cut services that are essential, such as our public safety.
Okay, Glenn?
Police and fire, without compromise, should never, ever be cut. We would have to find a way to keep these police officers. I was there for the public dispatchers and I spoke up at City Council. I learned from the fire department that as much as 8 or 9 years ago, our population in Daly City was 44,000, and today it's 105,000, and they're working with the same amount of people. What is going on here? I don't understand. And I think that the unions did not get enough time to explain their side of the coin. Or perhaps the council members weren't listening. From this day on, the unions will always have a voice on city council because I want to hear both sides of the coin here. But in regards to public safety, you never ever compromise public safety. It's just like having an insurance policy. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Okay, great. Extended remarks, either one of you on that question? Rebuttal time? Great. All right, excellent answers. There are how many open seats? 2 seats open and 4 candidates, is that correct?
2 open seats and 5 candidates.
5 candidates, all right. Well, thank you two of you for being here and participating. Closing statements, 1 minute. Juslyn, you're first, and Glenn, you're second.
I just want to thank everyone for being here, and also for the people watching live right now. I am Juslyn Manalo, and I want to give back to the city that raised me. I am deeply humbled and grateful for the current endorsements that I do have. I have Senator Mark Leno, Assemblymember Phil Ting, Assemblymember Kevin Mullen, and also 3 of the current council members in the Daly City Council, Mayor Sal Torres, Vice Mayor David Canepa, and Ray Ventura. I want to serve and give back to the city that raised me, and I hope to have your support, and I look forward to serve with integrity, with definitely open ears, and working together with the people of Daly City. So thank you for your time. Please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is 415-713-4322.
Thank you. Mr. Sylvester.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pleasure to be here today. Your support, your endorsement is very, very important. This is the way to stay involved. But now, as for me, you have my commitment. You have integrity, you have trust. I've been there, I've done that. This is something I want to do. And if there's one thing that's important is I care about people. And I've always done it throughout my whole career, over 40 years in community service to our community. I really care about people. I want to make not only Daly City, but I want to make this world a better place, a piece at a time. All my kids attended public schools in Daly City. I'm happy to be part of Daly City. And I'd be happy to be anywhere, just as long as everybody is happy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the North Peninsula Democratic Club, thank you both for participating.